All right, I want you to notice three things about this. Uncool, astonished, uncool, aware, and uncool, appreciated. Astonished, aware, and appreciated. Look at verse 46. After 3 days, they found him in the temple courts, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. Everyone who heard him was amazed at his understanding and his answers. When his parents saw him, they were astonished. His mother said to him, "Son, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been anxiously searching for you." I want you to notice there's an allegiance that's going on here in Mary and Joseph and even Jesus. It says every year they went to Jerusalem for Passover, and then it uses the word custom, as was their custom. It was only customary for the adults to go to these Passover pilgrim voyage adventures for these feasts. It wasn't customary to take the children, and it was only customary to go once in your lifetime for Passover to Jerusalem. And it was only customary if you live within 15 miles of Jerusalem that you travel there every year. They lived in Nazareth, 85 miles away. And yet we're told every year they went up to Jerusalem for the Passover. They have an exemplary type faith and an exemplary type allegiance to that faith to go every single year. I wonder, is ours an exemplary allegiance? Well, at the end of the first day's travel, they noticed Jesus wasn't with them. And I know this might seem a little unusual. You know, sometimes we might accidentally forget that our child is with us and leave the store or church, God forbid, and get down the street a few miles before we realize, oh, there's not, some kind of an argument or conversation in the back seat that's a little noisy. I wonder what's going on. You turn around, they're not there, and you immediately go back and begin to search for them. But they had been gone a whole day. But whenever they would travel with the townsfolk and with their whole family. And Jesus was 12, and they probably just figured he's playing with his friends. He's with his cousin. Maybe he was hanging out with John the Baptist and Elizabeth. Who knows where they thought he was, but they thought he was amongst family. So they're miles and miles down the road, a whole day down the road before they realize he's gone. It takes them a day to get back, and then they spend a day looking for him. It's a little while before they actually find him. And where did they actually find him on the third day? For those with your ears on, they found him on the third day. Where did they find him? In the temple courts, hanging out with the teachers, debating questions about God, law, and theology in the Old Testament. It says that the teachers and everybody who heard the 12-year-old boy were amazed at his understanding. They were amazed at his answers that he gave to the questions. This might make us impressed with Jesus, and we probably should be, that a 12-year-old could amaze really old rabbis who spent their whole life sitting in those cloisters teaching other people. That they were amazed tells you something about him, but he didn't get that way by osmosis. He got that way because he had good parents. He had exemplary parents who taught him what he needed to know. We should be impressed with them as much as we are with him, that they would be amazed at their child. They were astonished, Mary and Joseph. They were upset. They were a little hurt that he would just sit there knowing that he was being searched for and that he was being missed. And they were very anxious. Mary, his mother, steps right up and says, "Your father and I have been anxiously searching for you." Do you think Mary and Joseph had a 3-day crisis of faith? Do you think that maybe if somebody had asked them, "Mary and Joseph, do you think you can lose your salvation?" they might have said, "I don't know about salvation, but you can lose the Savior because we don't know where he is." They're a little upset. Mary's hurt. Was Jesus being insensitive? Was he being disrespectful? Was he playing hard to get? What was he doing? Was Mary being sinful? No. They searched for 3 days. And everywhere a 12-year-old boy would be. They went to the mall. They went to the movies. They went to the skate park. They searched everywhere that the 12-year-old girls would hang out. And he wasn't in any of those places. They went to everywhere the cool kids would have been, and he wasn't in any of those places either. They didn't find him. Where did they find him? Hanging out with the old guys, hanging out with the teachers after school, talking God and the Bible. Still think Jesus was cool? Not on your life. Having known a few 12-year-old boys in my time, I can tell you they don't cherish hanging around after school's over with to talk